Hey guys, just a quick moment to introduce myself and to kind of let you know what you're getting into here. This is Capture the Flag tutorial class for Grayson College, and essentially what we have here is a collection of Capture the Flag puzzles, as well as some tutorials and some how-to guides and some lessons to kind of help you prepare for the first Capture the Flag contest. Hopefully for Grayson anyway, that'll be lining up pretty quickly. I've got probably need a couple more kids to join up, but right now I think I've got 3 or 4 that are interested. And so if you're interested, please contact me, whiter at grayson.edu, and let me know. And try to get you on the roster. In the meantime, kind of give you an idea what we've got going here. And the style of Capture the Flag that we're playing here is what they call the Jeopardy style. There are 2 styles. Essentially, one is a hack the box style, and what happens is they set up a server somewhere, and you're given some information, and you try to break into that server. Or the Jeopardy style, which is what we're playing, where there is a series of questions or challenges in different categories, and they increase in difficulty and point value. And then you try to get whoever gets the most points wins the contest. And that's what we're after here. Essentially, this is a beginning tutorial. Some of these questions can get really complicated really fast, and you have to know a good bit about how to program an assembly language and things like that. So that's not where this tutorial is headed. Essentially, what we're trying to do is to keep as much as possible what most people would have the skills to do. There is a good bit of Python programming. That's the only real programming that we're doing here. Other than that, it's all web exploitation. Well, let me just go through the categories with you. Forensics, which is taking a file and either breaking into it or seeing why it didn't work, or finding out something unusual about it. Web exploitation, which is breaking into a website, modifying it to do something that you want it to do, or allowing you to log into somewhere that you don't have a password for. That's basically what that is. Cryptography, encoding, base 64, ROT 13, that sort of thing. Steganography, and just generally encrypting data, encrypting text, and then decrypting it, figuring out how to read something. Let's see, what other categories do we have here? That's pretty much. Tell you what, let's just go ahead and look in at the deal. Let's see here. I'm going to go to modules. Let me go ahead and kick over to the desktop here. All right, so these are the modules that you're going to be looking at. Introduction to Cybersecurity is just basically a cybersecurity primer. It explains the CIA triad and how that relates to security in the modern network world. Linux practice, I'm adding Linux practice all the time because you really can't do this type of work outside of a Linux environment. You can't really do this in Windows, or really can't do it in Mac, but you need to be working in Linux. You need to be familiar with Linux. A lot of it can be done in the Linux system, or subsystem rather, for Windows, which is a kind of a Linux environment that lives inside of Windows. That works pretty well. The problem with that is you can't run anything like Burp Suite or any of the other exploit tools because they all have a graphical user interface of some type, and the subsystem for Windows just won't handle it. So Linux practice is a big part of it. Networking exploits. Essentially, what I'm working on mostly is Wireshark and packet capture analysis, pulling binaries out of packet capture files, pulling flags, text flags out of packet capture files, that sort of thing. Forensics, once again, looking through files and finding basically information about a file, or why a file didn't work, or if there's something present within a file. Encryption, we talked about. Steganography is hiding information inside pictures and other different kinds of files. Encoding and extracting, or encoding and encrypting, what the difference is basically using binary, using base 64, using hexadecimal, using ROT 13, those kind of encryptions. Web exploit, this is a big part of it. Basically, an introduction to hacking the web. getting into websites, making them do what you want them to do, or controlling them in ways that the authors probably did not intend for them to be controlled. And then finally, a good bit of Python programming. So we have a Python tutorial here that I'm currently working on, and there should be quite a few more modules by the time you get to this. So at that point, hopefully when you come out of this tutorial, you'll be a functional, probably not an expert certainly, but a functional Python programmer. You'll understand how to write code in Python, and more importantly, you'll understand how to look at a Python module or Python script and deconstruct it and either troubleshoot it to figure out what's wrong, or analyze it to figure out what information you need to make it work. So essentially, those are the tools that we're going to be using. Those are the things that we're going to be learning in this class, and I hope you enjoy it. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. I'll make it as gamified as possible, so that basically it's more like playing a game than it is actually learning or working. If you have any questions, I can be reached at whiter@grayson.edu, or my office is located on the second floor of the library. By the back stairs, it's room 210, and I would be happy to see you. If you have questions, please feel free to drop by and ask, or send me a shout through the Canvas inbox. That's also a very effective way to get in touch with me, probably the best way. Send me a shout through the Canvas inbox. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this. I hope it's something interesting, and I hope that you will consider joining the team. Have a good day. I'll see you in class.